For the longest time, we assumed that Black Blades should be one of the strongest powers in One Piece world. Only Mihawk and only Ryuma had these type of blades. We are yet to fully understand what they are, how you make them, and why they are so damn rare. But now, in the official coloring of manga itself, it is appeared that Green Bull also has a black blade. I'm sorry for not making a lot of content these days, but I'm back full power to make a debate about this subject because I'm actually confused. To be perfectly honest, I don't have any dogs in this fight. I don't mind if Green Bull has a black blade. I don't mind it if he doesn't. I don't care. Because I'm not, while I'm on Team Shanks, I don't think any Mihawk fans out there is gonna change his mind about Shanks versus Mihawk because Green Bull all of a sudden has a black blade. These people have been fighting for years, for decades. They are not gonna lose an argument like this because of Green Bull. So pushing this argument is just no use. I'm just here because I never expected this to be true. Like most people, I assume that Black Blade should be a hockey-related skill, and looking at Green Bull, while I genuinely believe he's a monster, I've never looked at him like a... In fact, in my fanfiction of One Piece, I wrote Green Bull as an ultimate boss. I like this man, because I believe he represents the darkest part of the world government and a corrupt system. I like him for who he is. I don't like him personally, but I like him in the story of One Piece. I believe he's functionable in the world of One Piece. But does he really have a black blade, and what is the results? First of all, this is not a news. 3 months ago in a Japanese gathering for anime and manga something, I don't remember, we all saw a poster of Green Bull, and in this very same poster, he had a black blade. But I refused to make a short or a video about that because I was like, this looks legit. Like people who drew the manga One Piece made this. But I'm gonna wait. If this is really canon, let's just wait until we saw it on manga, and here we are. And this is an objective truth in the official manga. We don't need secondary sources, we don't need interviews, we don't need anything. This is objective truths. These are self-evident truths. And until or somehow, if ever, proven otherwise, Green Bull, we have to say he has a black blade. This is not up to us. We should follow manga. Manga should not follow our agenda. But this is confusing because in the anime, I remember reacting to that episode. I was like, where is the blade? Where is the blade? I want to see if anime shows Green Bull having a black blade, but in anime, it was white. So I was like, okay, theory debunked. But now we are seeing in a manga, which is the actual source, it's black. Now, this is not the first time. Maybe you haven't noticed, but in the manga, Shanks has a golden covered blade. In anime, it's badass, but it is green. I like both versions, but this is not something new. If Shanks' golden blade, which is awesome and also similar to Ace, the blade of Roger, I was like, okay, it's like a bummer, but I like the green one too. Also, one of the reasons I was never a fan of Black Blade is the strongest power in One Piece world debate is Roger doesn't have a black blade. So again, I'm perfectly sure that there is an explanation, badass explanation about why black blades are so strong. And in fact, I believe one of my oldest long videos in One Piece is saying that Zoro is gonna be the first person who turned a raw Supreme Blade into a black blade, therefore creating a new class of swordsmanship. That was my guess of how Zoro is gonna establish that I am the greatest of all time, because if you defeat Mihawk, that doesn't really prove that you are the greatest of all time, it just proves that you are better than Mihawk. But Roger, Shanks, Shiki, Whitebeard, Rayleigh, none of these people have a black blade. Most of them have Supreme Blade, but none of them have a black blade. And honestly, if Roger doesn't have it, I don't care. Because I am always 100% on Team Straw Hat. Joy Boy, Roger, Shanks, Luffy. Every person that has a straw hat, I am in their team. Always, Oda always gonna side with them. They are the core of the story. The Straw Hat is the soul of the story. In every possible imaginable debate, you should side with these people. They always win. This is the way. One of them is the creator of piratehood. One of them is the Pirate King. One of them is the personification of Oda himself. And one of them is the main character. They always gonna win. Guys, just deal with it. But in my mind, Mihawk to me is much more badass than Green Bull. But I'm not objecting to the idea of Green Bull having a black blade because, hey guys, Fujitora had a Supreme Blade. And fun fact, a Supreme Blade is generally stronger than a black blade, which is also confusing because in one of the secondary sources data book something, they hailed black blade as the strongest blade. I don't know what's going on because one of this black blades, Shusui, was in fact one of the 21 great blades, but it wasn't a Supreme Blade. And we know the Supreme Blades are stronger than like great blades. So what's going on? I don't know. I don't know why black blades matter, but we should know that it matter. And like, if Fujitora has a Supreme Blade, it makes sense and narrative sense for Green Bull to have a black blade. Why not? So first of all, I believe someone is making a mistake. It's either us. Maybe that is not a black blade. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's the cover of the blade? I don't think so, no. Also, either anime made a mistake, either manga made a mistake, either we are doing some sort of mistake. I'm perfectly sure I don't know. So one of us three are doing something wrong. Maybe it's the anime. It's easy to blame the anime. It's not the first time they F up something huge. They F'd up. They turned the red eyes of Mihawk into yellow, which I'm not complaining, but again, that's a change from the source material. They changed the blade of Shanks, and maybe now they are changing the blade of Green Bull. It's annoying, but it's not like this is not for the first time that is happening. So with that said, I still have one problem with Green Bull having a black blade. Because remember, Roger, Shanks, Shiki, Rayleigh, none of these Whitebeard, none of these people have a black blade. So how come Green Bull has a black blade? I am perfectly open with the idea of a non-Devil Fruit user like Mihawk have unlocked some sort of skill or technique that made him have a black blade, or Ryuma, the god of Wano. Because those people are not Devil Fruit users. It makes much more sense if they are master in some way of Haki. Makes sense. Maybe Roger, Shanks, maybe in one lifetime you cannot do everything with Haki, which again, it is how the stories go. But Green Bull is a Devil Fruit user. How a devil, maybe before, Green Bull is only an admiral for 2 years. Maybe they gave him the devil fruit before he became, as soon as he became an admiral. Maybe up to 2 years ago, he did not have any devil fruit powers. Maybe he was a great Haki user. So 2 years ago, he was a better Haki user, or he had some sort of a skill that Roger and Shanks don't have it. I mean, it can be true. We should give a lot more respect to Green Bull because let's face it, Oda destroyed his hype. But again, an admiral is not a weak man. Admiral is a one-man army. 2 admirals can turn upside down any battlefield. So maybe before he got his devil fruit, he was a master of a certain way of swordsmanship and Haki, and then he created a black blade. And then he got a devil fruit. And perhaps he's not like a master of his devil fruit yet. Maybe that's the case. Or this is a permanent black blade, but it's not Green Bull who turned it permanently black. This is not also for the first time. Zoro had a black blade, but that was Ryuma's black blade. So maybe that's the same case. It is very confusing. Again, because I am sure somebody is doing something wrong. And if anime and manga are showing us different things, one of them is wrong. And so far, we have to trust the source material and not the adaptation. All in all, this is what makes sense to me. If Fujitora has a supreme blade, Green Ball having a black blade is fitting. It makes sense. It's awesome. It gives more hype to a character. It makes us respect Green Ball more. And there is nothing wrong with that on its own. So for now, until any secondary information, I, Mr. Rock's Review, declare Green Ball as a user of Black Blade. It is yet to be confirmed that if he turned his sword black, but you can say the same thing about Mihawk. There is no confirmation that he turned his blade black. We just assume he did. But so far, Green Ball being a master of Black Blade makes sense. It makes, why not? I cannot find a single reason. And Oda doesn't give a F about power scaling. He cares about creating cool characters. And taking this away from Green Ball doesn't serve any narrative purpose, and it only helps fandom wars. I don't think Oda cares about our little beauty fights. He cares about enriching character, plot, and narrative. So he's gonna make Green Ball keep his blade, but he's probably gonna give more story about Green Ball, which I like. I don't want one of the admirals to be a weakling who cannot fight, who doesn't have any good hockey. I don't want that. I want a badass admiral. And let's not forget, narratively speaking, Marine now is stronger than ever. So maybe we underestimated power of Fujitora and Green Ball. Yeah, maybe that makes it is a very confusing matter. So I'm gonna go and have a calming tea, and I see you all beautiful people. God, I forgot this part of the videos. I want to see you beautiful people that laugh. Tail.